What's up, YouTube? Mr. Ferguson here behind the camera. Hope y'all are having a great Friday. Today's Thursday, I'm filming this, and this is Tropical Storm, Tropical Depression Debbie, depending on when you're watching this. Lots of rain. It started early this morning. Not so much wind. You can hear a little bit of the leaves up there, kind of going back and forth, but mainly just a rain event for us here in central North Carolina. Puddling over here on the right side. This morning as I woke up, I saw a little bit of water moving through the back lawn, but let's just listen for a second. Listen to the rain hit the trees. It's got that hurricane feel. It's very warm, very tropical feeling, 85 or so, just rainy and nasty outside. So a lot of things have shut down here. Let's go to the front porch. I just wanted to show you the back porch. This really bothers me with the mulch right here. It just is nasty looking, but let's go to the front porch where I can stay a little more dry, and we'll talk about just a couple things real fast during Debbie. Oh, well, look at this. Didn't expect to see you. So we may take this bad boy over here to the chair, and let's see if we can open this up to take a look at what's inside. All right, so I got the wireless on. Let me pick this up. Oh, pretty heavy. Set it down over here. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'm a little out of the shot, but that's okay. We'll raise it a little bit. So let me slide this over. Let me show you what's inside. I've went ahead and I can tell you guys after I get this right here off. Put that down. Stick that over here. I think I know what this is, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah. Now I remember. So this would be, wow, a big sack. That what that says is performance protein fertilizer 15-22-10. This is what I'm going to be using this fall here in my lawn. So I did go with the protein. It's we're not going to basically break this down, but 15% nitrogen, 22% phosphorus, 10% potassium. This is the starter fert. I've never used the protein starter fert. I've actually done liquid fertilizers the past 2 or 3 times. I've done overseeding in my lawn, so it's been a while. So glad that came in. Thank you, Mr. Pete and GCI Turf. So we'll set that there. I'm expecting another box today, and actually I'll just tell you what that one's going to be. That's going to be some 10-pound bag of GCI Turf grass seed. I've got some in my shed, but think I'm going to need a little bit more. So I'm going with this. I think I may have shared that with you guys. I said I would likely go with something to use my earthway spreader. I want to try that out. So going with the protein. The reason why it's a 90-day lasting fertilizer, meaning it's roughly 90 days. 90 days max. You're probably going to be, it's probably going to quit feeding a little bit before that, but you're looking at price-wise, it is equal with some 30-day fertilizers, but this will last well over 2 months. And so it will feed that turf pretty much all the way until we start getting chillier. And if we start doing our seed, and I put it down to September, October, getting close to Thanksgiving time, we'll be ready to maybe really just have a little bit of gap without feeding and do a quote winterizer or final fert application if I choose to do that in the December time frame. So they are sold out of fall fertilizer on GCI Turf. They are sold out of 2 different types of fert that I saw. I got starter fert. I don't necessarily need phosphorus for my lawn, but I was like, why not? I haven't used it, so I got the protein performance starter fertilizer. I would have went with the fall fertilizer, which is just nitrogen and potassium, but they were sold out. So that's why I'm telling you guys, grab your stuff now while we're making these videos. You're watching me. Go ahead. You don't have to buy them from me. We do have links below for grass seed, for protein, for stress blend, for all these different things. If you want to support the channel, grab it in the link below. I very much appreciate it. But regardless of that, go ahead and get your stuff, get your stash, as we've talked about here. Get your fall stash, get your seed together. Go ahead and have it in the shed, in the garage, so you're ready to roll. So that's cool that that showed up. I didn't even know that was here. So my wife will lovingly have something else to set in the kitchen while Hurricane Tropical Storm Debbie, really tropical depression, comes through Central NC. We have just been blasted with rain. As much as we did video, I think the Lord said, every day you talked about no rain, Stephen, I'm going to send you rain. And we have just got tons of rain. My wife mowed right before the day that I came back, and I was flying back. She mowed, and it's already long enough to where we need to mow it again. It just looks so rough with the dead grass. And that's kind of, I didn't know what to talk about today. So there's the protein. There's one thing we can talk about. The other thing I was going to encourage you about is we talked about very briefly in just a moment's time walking my lawn. It was mainly on Ecuador, and then we did a little walk through of the lawn. But basically talking about getting the thatch out of our lawn. How do we do that? You don't have to have a dethatcher, but again, how are we going to do that? This is the way I've done it, and I've had nothing but success. Again, if you're going to kill off parts of your lawn that you feel like you got over 50, 60% weeds, less than that obviously is going to be 40% fescue or less, that's where I would say, okay, fine, kill that section. If you've got about 70% fescue, but you've got weeds, and you're like, I just don't like the way that looks. There looks like to be a lot of weeds. There is more fescue. I would advise you not to kill it off. All the grass, think about what my lawn has went through here in central North Carolina with all the white, all the drought, all the dormancy, and it's come back amazingly. So why would you want to kill that grass when it's made it through a pretty historic summer? The ones that didn't make it were the weaker ones, right? And so the ones that, everything in my lawn lacked water for a good period of time, and the weak ones died off and the strong ones have remained. So don't kill that strong grass, if that makes sense. But when we're talking about thatch, you want to cut your grass low. When we're going to dethatch the lawn, cut your grass low, lower than normal, maybe a 2-inch mark. That's what I like. Because why? We want to make sure that electric rate, we don't want lots of tall grass getting in the way of those little tines hitting the ground. And you do want to hit the ground and pull that stuff up, and it's going to lay on the surface just like if you mowed an extra long lawn and you got all that extra grass chopped up on the top. That's what it's like with the dethatcher. We will have some dethatchers below if I haven't already put those in there. There's some on Amazon. There's a Sunjoe out there. I bought a Greenworks. There's other kinds that you could buy. It's a corded dethatcher, and you basically just mow the lawn at the right height, and it's going to pull all this dead grass up. But you want to mow the lawn short, run your dethatcher, then collect all your thatch and toss it in the woods, take it to the dump, bag it, whatever you may want to do. But if you don't have the money for a dethatcher, you don't have the time to do a dethatcher, I would start now and I would use a good old-fashioned rake. That's the other thing you can do. Maybe like my lawn, you guys have seen it. You see that just in this shot right here, this has all come back and it looks gorgeous now. However, we know on the bank, clearly that dead grass is going to have to come up. I could easily hand rake all that on the bank, but all over this lawn, there are pockets of areas that have died in my lawn. So I want to make sure I get that stuff up too and run it. Since I have a dethatcher that I bought way back when I started lawn care, I definitely am going to use it, and we'll do that here on the channel. So if you want to buy one and you're like, well, I'm going to wait till Mr. Ferguson, you go, kind of, let me see how he does it, that's fine. I will show you. It's not fun, I don't enjoy it, but it's something that I want to do, to know that in my mind, I know that I've taken the proper steps. I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to run an aerator on my lawn. I may try it just as a test without aeration to do the dethatch, let it recover, then come back. We're going to put our seed down. We're going to cut our grass back short again. We're going to put our seed down. We're going to put our fert down, and we got to keep the seed moist. Let it, and then we got tenacity. Then we got propiconazole, all those good things that we may put down as well. In addition to that, CK, RGS, I like those things as well. So, but that's kind of just in a wet, nasty day, wanted to bring that to you. You can hand rake some of this stuff up and just do it over time. And, you know, when we rake and we start, you know, putting some pressure on that good grass, it can damage it. Same thing with an electric one. It just has a little more power. It can damage the blade. We want to give it time to recover, because if you're going to turn around and aerate, you don't want it to be super weak, and then you aerate and then you're really weaken it and you could lose some grass. So we want to be careful on that. But I've done this twice before, been successful. And when my lawn came out the first time, everybody's like, "This is the first time you've ever planted fescue?" With the pictures I had, I said, "Yeah." They're like, "That's gorgeous. How did you get it looking like this?" And all I did was put down GCI turf, and I put down, I believe Carbon X is what I used, Carbon X starter fert at the time, which Matt Martin, I believe, was involved in, and that's what I did. So now we're doing protein starter fert. We're going to dethatch. Again, we're definitely going to do aeration at the project lawn. So depending on which equipment I get, I may run by the house. I may just do it real quick. But remember, that will expose some of our soil to the sun. It's going to expose some of that POA. We're opening up the ground. You got to be aware of that. Tenacity is only going to last a few days to be able to stop anything to come up with the grass. After that, we're going to have to deal with POA annua likely this year in my lawn, so we'll see. We've done pre-emergent 2 years, so we'll leave it at that. So just wanted to talk about the starter fert that I got in. Got GCI 10-pound bag of GCI turf coming. When we get the project lawn stuff coming in, I want to take you guys out there. It's just been wet and nasty. I haven't even been able to play golf since mid-July. It's been raining like every day since mid-July, or close to it, to where it's so wet, can't even do that. So God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in for this under the porch type video. We're getting ramped up. I'm ordering my stuff. Let me know what you're ordering. Let me know if you're going with a new type of seed. I know I kind of asked these questions, and it's hard with everybody commenting. What's your fertilizer going to be this year? Are you trying anything new? What's your method on dethatch? Are you looking at a dethatcher? If you need the links, hit the more button in the description. Support the channel. God bless you guys. See you next time.